you ever heard about this Magnus Effect? Many of you haven't heard it yet. But don't worry. Through this video, we'll learn about this effect, its uses, purposes, and the physics behind it. So, let's get started. At first, we'll see some practical phenomena. These are very common to you. Hope you have all seen these phenomena. So till now we have seen the all phenomena of Magnus Effect in practical lives. We have seen the Magnus Effect in the curve in the football, in the rotor shapes, in the swing in the golf, and it also occurs in the tennis. So let's explore the physics behind this fantastic phenomena. We have already seen the curve in the football in our past phenomena. I am taking the very consequence to explain the physics behind this, and I think from this explanation you will get well knowledge how the Magnus Effect is working, and then you will yourself explain the other phenomena. So let's get started. So when a footballer is kicking the football in this direction, what's happening? The football is moving in the clockwise direction. See the arrows? We know that the air will resist the movement of the football. We know this from the third law of Newton. So the air resistance of air will be occurring in this direction. And for the resistance, what will happen? The velocity of the airflow will also decrease. Let's consider the other part of the football. The football is moving in this direction, and the air is also flowing in this direction. So it will create a drag, and what will happen? The velocity of the airflow will be much more greater than the velocity of airflow in this part. We all know that air is a fluid. So from the Bernoulli's principle, we can conclude that the pressure of air in this direction is more than the pressure in this part. So what will happen? It will create a more pressure, and see that the Magnus force is also happening in this direction. The football was given a forward thrust at the beginning in this direction, so it should go in a straight line. But will it follow it? No, absolutely not, because the Magnus force is acting in this direction. So the football will be following a curved path and will at last make an amazing goal. We have already learned the concept behind the Magnus Effect. Now it's time to formulate it. So we can formulate the Magnus force from the Kutwa-Joukowski lift, and it looks like that F by L is equals to rho Vg, where F is the Magnus force and G is the vortex. Now let's talk about the history of this great invention. This Magnus Effect was first described by a German physicist, namely Henrik Gustav Magnus, and after him this effect got its familiar name. But the man who first introduced and inferred the effect correctly was none but the great scientist Sir Isaac Newton, an English scientist. When Newton was studying in Cambridge University, he saw some tennis players playing in his university, and from the spin of the tennis ball, he then and there got an idea. The seed of this invention rooted in his mind. So that's all for today. We have learned about the Magnus Effect in a nutshell. Hope you have liked it. See you again in my next video.